Hi guys, my name is Nadia and it is Top 10 Tuesday. So today I'm gonna recommend to you guys 10 young adult books for male readers. I know that some guys are reading YA books, but most of them aren't, because let's face it, most young adult books are targeted for girls. But there are some young adult books that both guys and girls can read and enjoy. So I'm gonna be talking about those today. If you're a guy that wants to start reading some young adult books but don't know where to begin, just keep on watching. The first book on your to-read list, if you haven't read this by now, should definitely be Harry Potter by J.K.ROWLING. If you haven't read this by now, what are you doing? This is the #1 book you should go with. It's amazing, and I don't think I even have to talk about this any longer because everyone knows how amazing this is. So what are you doing if you haven't read this? If you have read Harry Potter, then the next book that you should go with is Percy Jackson and the Olympians by Rick Riordan. I love this series and it really reminded me of Harry Potter, and it's full of adventure and the gods of Olympus and demigods. It's such an amazing story. If you liked Harry Potter, you'll definitely enjoy this book, trust me. You want to read a contemporary book but want to avoid all the chick flick and girl drama? Then go with a John Green book. If I were a guy, I would go for Looking for Alaska, because I think it's better for guys. It's also from a boy's point of view, and yeah, boarding school and friendship, and yeah, it's gonna be a little bit sad because it's John Green, so if it's not sad, it's not John Green. But it's also gonna be so amazing, and this book really touched me. I loved it, and I have to buy it so I can read it again. On the other hand, if you're looking for something that's more action-packed, I have a lot of books for you. One of the books I would definitely go with is Gone by Michael Grant. I actually finished this month, and it was really good. It was full of action, even though it's really, really long, like 500 pages long, so brace yourselves. I think it's really great because, again, it has many male characters and the point of view switches, but it's mostly the guy's point of view, and it's full of action, some kind of fantasy / apocalyptic / dystopian. I'm not really sure on the genres, but I really enjoyed it, and I think it's really good for guys too. I would also recommend ANGELFALL by Susan E. This is about an angel apocalypse, but it's not the cheesy angel-human romance. It's more on the action-packed side, and the sequel is coming out this month, so if you want to start this book, now would be the best time to do so. I also want to recommend the Divergent trilogy by Veronica Roth. I just finished The Legend, and I'm not too happy about this, but the whole series is just awesome, and it's full of action, it's dystopian. I'm sure you've heard about it. It's a really overhyped book, but it's earned its hype. It's really, really good. I think both guys and girls could read this book because it's just amazing. Then I would also recommend Reboot by Amy Tintera. This is another dystopian book, and it's about zombies, kind of. Not exactly zombies, but they go in that direction. It's also obviously full of action, because if zombies book are not full of action, then what is? There's also a sequel coming out in 2014, which I'm really looking forward to, and I think you should read this book. Another book that I would recommend for male readers is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. This is more on the horror, thriller side of the YA spectrum. It's really an amazing book. I have yet to pick up the sequel, but I'm gonna do that soon. I mean, it's from a girl's point of view, but it's still really good for guys as well, I think, because it's really not girly, and it's more thriller, and if you like thrillers, you're gonna love this one, trust me. Then I would also recommend Pivot Point by Casey West. This is such an original story. It's amazing. I mean, this might be a little more girly than the previous ones. It's not really girly, but it goes more to the girly side. So yeah, if you're a beginner, I would go with all the previous ones I recommended. But if you've already read a couple of young adult books, then you might as well want to try this one, because it's really good. It's not the first book I would recommend to a guy, but it's definitely also good for guys. And in general, it's an amazing book, and I think everyone should read this. And the last book I want to talk about today is the Arthur Trilogy by Kevin Crossley Holland. I was a bit hesitant to put this book in this list because I didn't love it. I liked it, but I didn't love it, and I also read it such a long time ago, so I don't really remember what happens. It's about the Arthur myth, and it's from a boy's point of view again, and I really think that it's written more for boys than for girls, so maybe that's the reason I didn't love it as much. But yeah, if you're a boy, you might want to give this one a try. Okay, that was it for today. Let me know if you read any of those books, or what books would you recommend to male readers. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to comment and subscribe. See you next time. Bye! Trust me. You have to trust me, you know.